What is going on, everybody? I am Mike. Welcome back to Tech 24/7 TV. I'm glad that you're back with me today because it is iPad season. Now, Apple is shipping new 2021 iPad Pros in the 11-inch and the 12.9-inch. And if you are anything like me, you might be wondering which keyboard you want to buy for your new 11-inch iPad Pro, or maybe even the 12.9-inch iPad Pro. You could buy the Magic Keyboard. That's going to be $300, $350, and you really don't want to spend that much. Well, you are in the right place because in today's video, I am looking at the new Combo Touch for the 11-inch iPad Pro. And the question I'm really going to answer is it worth $199, and does it provide a similar, if not the same experience as the Magic Keyboard? Let's get started. Now, this is brand new for the iPad Pro this year. This is for the 11-inch. Like I mentioned, I do have one coming for the 12.9-inch. I don't have it yet. It's actually not shipping yet, but this one is fresh off the delivery truck just a few moments ago. So we're doing this together. Now, this is brand new. I reviewed the Combo Touch last year, and I could say that for the most part, I liked it a lot. It actually gave a great typing experience. It felt very first party-ish. That's how I would explain it. But the problem with the keyboard was that it would constantly get detached from the iPad itself, because along the bottom of the iPad Pros, where the Smart Dock connector is on the 7th and 8th generation iPad, there's really no reinforcement for the keyboard to stick to that. Then there was the Folio Touch for the 11-inch iPad Pro for the 1st and 2nd generation. This was kind of a hybrid approach. It had some of the same features as the Combo Touch in terms of the casing, in terms of where you'd hold your Apple Pencil, but the keyboard itself would actually fold below. It's just kind of a weird implementation of that. So I think this is going to be the best of both worlds. This is really a competitor to Apple's, Magic Keyboard, because it really gives, I would say, almost similar functionality for $100 less. Now, let's take a look at this here. Price at $199 for the 11-inch or $229 for the 12.9-inch. Now, I do have the 12.9-inch on order. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see that reviewed. This gives you really, I think, the flexibility of being able to use the keyboard when you want to and take it off. Like any good keyboard, there's got to start off with a great typing experience. And the 11-inch Combo Touch does not fail on that aspect. It's got a good typing experience. It has good key pitch, key travel. There is a row of dedicated iOS shortcut keys along the top. The keyboard itself is going to be backlit with many different levels of adjustable backlighting. There is a large trackpad, and the keyboard itself is detachable to the frame of the case, not the iPad itself like the previous generation. And finally, there are a number of different viewing angles that you can use this in, from anywhere between 20 degrees and 60 degrees. So there's a few key differences that I would like to mention here. So first and foremost, the magnets are going to be reinforced here along the bottom. So when you take the keyboard and connect it, if I look at this here, this is actually, I'm holding the keyboard right while the magnet's around there, and it's pretty strong. Like, I've got my hand underneath hoping it doesn't fall, but this is going to be pretty strong magnet. So I would say that you should feel secure when you walk around with this, that it's not going to needlessly come apart like it did on the Combo Touch for the 7th and 8th generation iPad. Second thing is that this case is very, very thin. It's got a nice profile to it. All the edges are raised, so if you place it down face down, you should not worry about accidentally scratching your screen, though I think that it probably still is possible just by depending on where you're putting it. And there is a place for the Apple Pencil. Now, you'll notice what is gone is a magnetic latch that flipped around like it was like this. I don't know why I'm doing that, but there was a magnetic latch that used to hold the iPad keyboard to the iPad itself. That was available on the Folio Touch from last year, in addition to the Combo Touch from the previous year. Now, the magnets on the keyboard here just stick together and it doesn't come apart very easily. So that is nice. Here is the kickstand, and that kickstand's available from 20 degrees all the way to about 60 degrees. And that's going to be usable. So this should give you access to 4 different modes to use the iPad. You have the conventional, I'm typing on my keyboard mode. You have the draw mode, where you're going to go ahead and remove the keyboard and then use this as a way to raise your iPad, so you can use it to draw. You're also going to have the consumption mode, and then finally is where you're going to be the reading mode, where the keyboard is removed and you're holding it just by itself. Now, this isn't actually too heavy where I would be worried about dropping it. It is definitely heavy. It's a 1-pound tablet that you're holding straight up like this. Now, if we're comparing the length of the keyboard, the Combo Touch does edge it out, just being a hair longer than the Magic Keyboard, which should translate into more space on the keyboard for typing, giving you a better typing experience. Now, if we're looking here, the trackpad on the Magic Keyboard is going to be not only longer, but also taller, so giving you more surface area to use for the trackpad. Actually, this is a new thing with Apple. I've noticed the manufacturers are including a larger size trackpad, so that is something that you want to keep in mind. If you're looking for a large trackpad, you maybe have trouble, using your hands with the trackpad itself. You want something with a big surface area, this is going to have that as well. Now, looking at the keys, both keyboards have the upside down T-shaped arrows. You also have the globe button in the left-hand corner, which is going to give you access or to go ahead and pull up the emoji or quickly switch languages. The keys themselves, other than the globe key and the tilde key, they look roughly about the same size. Now, I can tell you that outside of those small differences, there is going to be ambient backlighting on the Combo Touch, which allows for 16 levels of called micro adjustments, so you can granularly control how bright that light is. Where on the Magic Keyboard, it doesn't give you that level of granularity. It's just either on or off. There is a row of iOS function keys at the top, which include all the standard functions. I'll list them below. Now, at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, is it worth spending $199 on the Combo Touch for the 11-inch iPad Pro, or do you want to spend $299 and purchase the Magic Keyboard? I would say that if you're looking for a great typing experience strictly, the Combo Touch is going to be on par, if not better. If you're looking for a better trackpad experience, the Combo Touch is going to beat it because the trackpad's larger. If you're doing some type of creative work and you need to plug additional drives in, I would say that probably the Magic Keyboard might do you better. Though what you could do is you could go with the Combo Touch with the extra money, buy yourself some type of USB-C hub if you didn't have one already, and then use that with the Combo Touch. If you're looking for something that offers you great protection, obviously the Magic Keyboard offers very little protection the way that it's designed. And all in all, I think the Combo Touch is a great value at $199. I'd love to know whether or not you're going to go ahead and purchase it. Let me know in the comments below. Now, I do have the new 2021 iPad Pro that comes out this week. It's getting delivered on Friday, so if you want to see that unboxing and get my initial thoughts, make sure you click subscribe, turn on notifications. I am Mike. This is Tech 24/7 TV. Folks, I'll talk to you in the next one.